Hello friends and welcome to another episode of Whose Fault Is It Anyways? Today we have a mid-divine game. Warlock here says that his SF is just too heavy to win with, and I don't mean this guy's fat from farming, I mean he is doing the feeding. So what can Warlock do to win here? Well, let's keep in mind that the carry's performance often is heavily influenced by how the support performs. Does that sound like I might be suggesting that there's stuff you could have done to influence his game? Yeah, let's get into it. So this is actually a Warlock position 4, and I encourage you guys to play heroes that you enjoy, but understand that there's very real ramifications to that, such as Beastmaster not being happy with that and telling you to leave, leading to some confusion. Now, I don't blame you for this, but there will be, very real effects to your game. So we'll actually talk about this more later, since this is a draft issue, even if you continue to play 4 and Witch Doctor went down to be the 5. But let me show you what's happening while you guys are being confused, and this can happen in other games anyways, even without the confusion, just like supports being late to lane for various reasons. SF here, you say he feeds 2v1. That's a little harsh considering he's 2v1 and he's still trying to lane, right? See this creep aggro? What's going to happen here? These creeps are about to walk under the tower, and if you had another hero here, aka the support, the response here could be to also creep aggro and walk forward to keep the creeps all together. You could aggro the creeps to the side. Two different options that would prevent these creeps from walking into the tower, which will shove the lane out. And you don't want to shove the lane out because you are 2 ranged heroes versus 2 melee heroes. You're very happy when the lane stays here and unhappy when the lane pushes up. So it is 2 seconds into the laning stage, and already I can see the lane starting to go badly. So SF here, he doesn't really have much of an option. As we've noted, he is 2v1, so if he tries to do the creep aggro, it's going to put him in a pretty bad spot. So he gets bashed. Can you really blame him for that? 17% chance. Starts walking to the left in panic, but actually it lines up the hook from Pudge, and so that ain't great. Now he's got to run away, and is that his fault? I mean, a little, maybe he could have positioned a little bit further down, but even then, even if he's down here behind the tower, he's probably not really getting last hits. He's getting zoned 2v1 by 2 melee heroes, and that doesn't feel very good. But also, I mean, he got bashed, so I don't really blame him for that. Now, you say he goes for an over-aggressive play, but let's be honest. If he had gotten this, we'd all be like, oh, shit, damn, this guy's gonna carry me, he's awesome. And it was really close. Pudge dropped down to 6 HP. So if you or any support had been here and auto-attacked him literally once, or maybe affected creep equilibrium some way that the creep hit him once, this would be a kill for the SF right here, and it would be a great start for him. Unfortunately, the reverse is going to happen. He's going to go down to 39 HP there right before the auto-attack hits, and he took 41 damage. So if he had 3 more HP, he would have lived. So perhaps if he could have stood under the tower longer because the creeps didn't get moved, or because you were there to take 1 auto attack harass from Spirit Breaker, he wasn't messing with the Shadow Fiend, or you were here already casting your heal on the Shadow Fiend, a single tick of your heal would have kept him alive, right? There's a lot that was right on the edge, and now we're here, by the way. So what has happened in the 25 seconds that we were late to the lane? Well, Pudge got away with his ultra greedy start and is now going to pick up a Ring of Health. Almost got his first blood, but instead Spirit Breaker's going to get the first blood, going to pick up some early items to help his laning and his roaming. Shadow Fiend got killed, doesn't have a single last hit, and also our lane is shoving extremely hard. Now you do try to deny the range creep here. That's good. We need to pull this lane back, and no camps are up yet. Well, I guess they just spawn, right? But we can't pull yet. But you should keep doing that. You're kind of like not. You're standing over here on the left. We actually don't know if Pudge got hit by that 3rd raise since he was in Fog of War. So, I mean, you're kind of making the same mistake that SF was, which is you're standing in the open to get hooked when you like walk over to the left, and you never clicked Pudge, so you don't know his item. So we could have like salved up, had more mana, been ready to hook, but you didn't get hooked, right? And of course, we know that, you weren't at a huge risk of getting hooked, but not like we know that because we're in the replay, we have the full perspective. In your game, you probably still should have been positioned carefully. Now, in this position, we still got to hit our creep. So where the heck are you going? Oh, we got to block this camp because I don't want the lane to push back because we are 2 ranged heroes versus 2 melee heroes. Now, it's a little hard to see, but let me zoom in for you guys. These are centaurs that have already spawned in the box, which means it's a little too late to be putting a sentry trying to block this camp. Now, it will prevent future pulls after this first camp gets used, but we have more immediate concerns, such as trying to fix the lane right now, and Pudge being very low health, he is punishable. This Spirit Breaker is punishable. It should be your turn to 2v1 fight these guys and zone them off the wave, hit your own creeps with Shadow Fiend, and pull this lane back without needing to do a pull, because this camp could be blocked. Spoiler alert, it is. And so we don't have a sentry for that because you used it on a camp that already spawned. And even if we did want to unblock this camp, it's not the right time to do it because you're like barely level 1. There's more immediate things to do. Playing the lane is really good. If you can come up with any way to continue playing the lane, you typically should. But you're just like roaming out here. You're coming to look at the small camp. I don't even have a sentry. What am I doing over here? So now we're back. Still haven't really done much in the lane besides hit a range creep twice. Here's a creep that could have been hit. We're not going to do that. We're still just kind of like walking out here, lost in the woods, trying to find purpose. I guess I'll hit this hard camp. Totally missed this pull time, and now I'm not going to be that harsh on it. But the timing is like 26 seconds if you want to attempt that pull. But actually, I would prefer if you guys shove this lane and then either attempt to pull or pull the next wave once you shove in the lane under the tower. If you pull that camp that you were trying to, it's actually just going to like keep bouncing the wave around. You attempt another pull, which I think is good. Spirit Breaker stops you, and you say, oh, that means they have vision here, and the lane's pushing, so I'm going to go D-ward. But there's a lot in that statement that does not add up, so let's break it down. First, I don't think this reveals vision. Now, maybe you saw something else, but I think this is what you're talking about, and Spirit Breaker's one and only job is to do this. He does not need vision at all. He just has to look at the creeps, look at the time, and say, we have really good equilibrium. I do not want Warlock to pull. All I have to do is stand here. So to me, he was just doing regular support stuff, but you actually are correct. There is an observer here. I don't know if you should know that or not, but even if you did, this is not the correct time to do it because the lane is in a terrible spot, and Shadow Fiend needs you here to help him play up here. Now, many support players will say, like, oh, the carry should back off while I'm doing a pull. You're not doing a pull. You're not even going to unblock this camp in time, and even if you did, the pull's not till 2:17. That whole time, he's in a terrible spot. It's still early enough that you should be able to play up here together. It is scary against a Pudge, but that's kind of why I said earlier we should be shoving this in, so then this all happens faster. It's in a better spot. We don't have to be here. Because he kind of like dilly-dallied, now it's really awkward. So Shadow Fiend's going to keep trying to play up here on his own, and maybe he shouldn't. He again lines up for a hook. He's going to get hooked, and he's going to barely die. An unlucky bash, right? He almost got away, which means if you're here to heal him and upheaval right away, he lives. That means we get to play the lane, hopefully not get hooked, but if we do get hooked, we keep him alive. All of this does not need to happen right now. It can happen later. In fact, it can happen around like 2:40, right? Play the lane, try to reset it, and then come over and do all this stuff. Now that Shadow Fiend's dead, we're going to roleplay as a carry. Let's pretend our support's doing a pull or something, and we always say, oh, the carry should just play safe. Here you are playing safe. Doesn't it feel really bad to watch all these last hits go away as a core? Sometimes it's what you have to do, but as much as possible, you don't want it to be that case. Oh, here's a pull. Can't really stop it. I'll poke him. I'm scared. I gotta be careful. It's true, you're not dying, but you're also not getting a single last hit, and that feels pretty bad. And for some carries, that's gonna break him. So Shadow Fiend here standing still to type how much he's angry at you, and he's gonna get hooked again and feed. But guess what? Check this out. Heal and upheaval keeps him alive. Pretty good thing you're in the lane. Shadow Fiend for standing still and typing instead of playing, it is his fault. I completely blame him. I can't stand when people type. At least use your mics to flame, guys, so you can keep playing while flaming. Multitask, come on, you're in Divine. But when you stand still and type, you are not playing, and so stuff like this happens. You're going to give him a tango because of how much damage he took, but he is so mad, he's going to drop it and deny it. I cannot stand this type of behavior, so it is his fault. We can blame him and feel good about ourselves. Or we can focus on ourselves and try to become a better player. Think about this objectively, set aside the tilt. This guy's not having a great start. He should not tilt out because it is still recoverable, and that's why it's very annoying and frustrating. But even for someone with more emotional and mental strength, they're not having a good time right now, and we would like to improve that. So working on some of the stuff we talked about would lead to a better situation. I also want to highlight that you make the same types of mistakes as Shadow Fiend, like, oh, you walked up here way too aggressive and got hooked. That's so bad. Anyways, let me walk back here on my own and stand still to hit this sentry. This is the exact same thing. Now, you're not even doing anything useful. What do you mean? I'm killing the sentry. I'm opening up the small camp. If Spirit Breaker wants to deny this small camp, he will stand in here. He didn't even need to put this in. I actually think it's a bad sentry from him, but he should stand here, and then there's nothing you can do. You can hit him a couple times, sure, but he's just going to walk home with his extra movement speed he got from the first blood and then charge it back out. That's worst case scenario. Honestly, he's just going to keep playing the lane after taking a couple hits. So If you can do that for free, sure. But if there's any level of risk, it's not worth doing this. Is there perhaps a hero in this game who, oh, I don't know, might reposition you and slow you, and then you might get charged and bashed and then killed? Oh my god, is that a Pudge? How did he get in my lane? He's been here the whole time, and you've never clicked on him, so you don't know he doesn't have enough mana and doesn't have any mangoes or sticks or anything like that to have mana to hook you. So as far as you're concerned with the knowledge you have, you are standing still to hit a sentry, lining yourself up in a small pathway to get hooked and killed by this Pudge. Lane shoving in, I better go do a pull. Or I could de-ward this cliff, that doesn't matter right now, and completely miss the pull timing. Half pull would be great there. Shadow Fiend, just doing whatever. I'm also going to put an Observer on here despite the fact that there's been multiple sentries on this cliff already. Why not throw away my Observer too? Shadow Fiend, if he wants to jungle, he should come do this, in my opinion. He's going to come farm this small camp, which means there's no response. When the enemy does a pull and they have equilibrium up here until the camp respawns, that's going to put you in an awkward situation where you guys feel like you should contest a little bit. But guess what? That can lead to another hook, so here he is going to die. And you said, you know, it feels like he's griefing how much he's getting hooked. But you are a part of why that situation just happened. First of all, the lane as a whole, but then completely missing the pull when you're supposed to be doing that. To highlight something good you do rotate out of here and get stuff done top. I think this is generally a good thing to do. You're going to pick up this Crystal Maiden kill. You're going to tell Witch Doctor to rotate with you and try to get kill bottom. That's really good, actually. If you're ever behind, guys, finding kills is a fantastic way to recover in this game. Take a look at his net worth. It's 2.7. This is why Warlock is such an awkward pick, though, because how do you start fights with Warlock Witch Doctor? You pretty much need the others to do it for you, which you're in luck. He's going to get hooked again, so they group up, and now this sets up the whole combo, and that's why you're able to get this double kill, and Shadow Fiend's net worth shoots up to 3.2, and he is pretty much recovered at this point. Unfortunately, it will not stop him from dying when he shows in lane while the whole enemy team is missing, alerting them to his presence, and now they can run straight at him, scan for him, and then get a kill. Tries to ult out, you know, kind of cool, I guess. It'd be cooler not to show in lane and then die, though.
That Shadow Fiend is so bad, I would never make that kind of mistake. Anyways, let me walk up to this tier 2 tower on my own against 4 enemy heroes, and then, oh shit,
In conclusion, SF, I would say, is a bit more to blame this game. He's making more mistakes combined with a tilt, no good, but you are making similar types of mistakes, so you're not totally off scot-free, right? It could have easily been you being submitted and saying, my Warlock keeps getting hooked, he's doing nothing in lane, right? So let's focus on that and improve. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to blame some people, then leave a comment with the information you see on the screen, and you might get picked. See you there.